So today's story, if anything, is kind of more on like the more screwed side of things, you know, not weird, but just incredibly messed up, okay? And I'm not really sure, like, I honestly cannot believe why this person did this, and it honestly kind of made me contemplate life. I would just sit there, look at the stars for the next year, and just wonder what really happened this day, you know? Anyway, what is going on there, boys? It's your boy Tuffs, and welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you for the support as always. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And if you are, then make sure to leave a like on today's video and subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't done so already. I'd appreciate that more than enough. But yeah, with all out of the way, let's get into today's story. So today's story starts when I was in middle school, okay? And I was around 13 years old at the time, and honestly, life was amazing, you know? I was kind of just doing my own thing, you know? Of course, I had school, and then as soon as I got home, I'd be on Xbox, Modern Warfare 2, you know how it goes, for like 8 hours trick-shotting before I went to bed. Life was pretty simple, to say the least, and I definitely wish I could go back to them times sometime. So if anyone wants to like hook me up with like a DeLorean or anything like that, then I guess you can do so, you know, homies, hook me up. But yeah, life wasn't that bad at all. And this story takes place at school, okay? So one day, you know, it's 8 AM, I get up, I get on the bus, I go towards school, everything's looking like a completely awesome day, okay? And at this point, being 13 years old, being in middle school, of course, you know, you're not the oldest people there. How my school works and how schools tend to work in the UK is, instead of middle school and high school, we have secondary school, and what that basically means is it's like the middle school years and the high school all in one school, so it gets a little bit hectic, and you run into like a lot older kids and stuff like that, so stuff gets pretty crazy. And while me and my homies were just walking to class, okay, I remember we were going to science class, and the one thing about science, the only bad thing about it, is that compared to all of my other classes on that day, it was a Tuesday, I remember, they were all the way across from the school, okay? So this was like a 10-minute walk to get to class, and that's if you're walking at the pace we would, which was just like usually slow. We'd walk really slow and just like drink and stuff like that. And well, midway through walking to science class, okay, there's like a little bit of like an outside place where you have to walk if you want to go to the other side of the school. And as I walk out the door to go outside, I actually bump into a bunch of kids that are 2 years older than us, okay? And I walk around, I'm just like, hey, sorry man, didn't mean to do that. And I like knock one of the books on the floor, so I go down to pick it up, and the kid like almost goes for me as if he was gonna punch me out of nowhere. So I like step back a bit, and him and his friends start laughing, and I just go, yeah, what the fuck was that for? And the kid just looks at me and just goes, yeah, you'll definitely have what's coming to you, buddy. Literally right up in my face without saying anything. Like, okay, I accidentally bump into this kid, I knock his stuff on the floor. I offered to go pick it up by literally leaning over, and he decides to almost like knee me in the face and tell me that. So I didn't know, I was just gonna be like, oh, well, yeah, that's rather me getting my ass beat, or I'm never gonna see these people again. Which I honestly hoped that it was gonna be the second reason, because I already had this long ass walk to science. I really could not be bothered doing anything else, especially fighting after school with someone that's 2 years older than me, of course. So I just, you know, walk away, and me and my homies went to science, and things were all good, okay? Now at lunch, I would go to my locker, and I would usually like do stuff at my locker, like just put my folders away, so of course, you know, I can have a free backpack for the second part of the day. My second part of the day literally like was PE, which in the US, I forgot what it's called. I think it's just called like sports class or something like that, I don't know, but basically means physical education. It's where you do like all your sports and stuff like that. And I was outside, and I was one of them kids that would just kind of like sit there and not really do much, to be honest, because I never really liked that many sports. I sit and make YouTube videos for a hobby, so I'm pretty sure to say my take on sports. However, whilst being at lunch, okay, I turn around and I noticed that these people that I run into earlier, and I was on my own now, by the way, so I was scared. These people that were near me earlier seen me at my locker, and they were just stood there staring at me, like they were looking at me from like the corner. I one of them like pointed over as if to say like, oh, that's him or something like that, and I was like, oh shit, like, you know, what's gonna go down? And when I look over, they're like, you know, kind of see what I'm looking at and notice that I've just spotted them, and then they all turn around and walk away. And I was like, right, okay, I'm definitely getting jumped, okay? That guy never forgot about how I bumped into him by accident. And well, after that, you know, I closed my locker, but dude, right, okay, this is the thing. When I closed my locker, I would never lock it, okay? Like, school lockers, no one would really rob school lockers, like where I am, if you know what I mean. And if it was, then it would be on the other side of the school, which is like where the older kids go. Like, kids my age, we wouldn't really steal stuff from the school lockers. We mainly, if kids were to go steal stuff, they would go in like lost property baskets for some reason when they're younger, and then like move up to the lockers when they go to like year 10. It was really weird. And only like then like the weird kids done it, to be honest. But yes, I don't really lock my locker, okay? I just kind of, I put the lock thing on it, but I don't like enter the pin code or anything like that, and I just walk off. And well, you know, I done one very tiring hour of sports class, okay? Gym class, there it is. It was incredibly annoying, and I honestly just could not be bothered with it anymore. So it's safe to say, you know, I was already having a pretty shitty day. Gym class literally ruined me that last hour, because like we had to do some timed run where he would like time you literally running around the field as many times as possible, and he wouldn't let you stop for some reason. So you have to do that, you know, I was extremely tired and sweaty and shit, so I go back to my locker to go put like my kit and stuff inside of my locker. And when I go in my locker already, okay, I can always smell something. I could like smell something a little bit weird, okay? I'm just like, what is that? Like, not to mention as well, I also seen them people as I was walking by stood in the exact same position as where they were, watching me, and they were like giggling, stuff like that. So I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I check around myself, you know, let's see if they've like put anything on my back or whatever, and they haven't. So I'm just like, all right, yeah, okay, you know, I don't know what it is, you know, it's a dodgy smell. It might just be the toilets that are nearby. Some kid might have just shot out a Nagasaki in the toilet, you know, some little kid just went in there and dropped some bombs. So I was like, you know what, everything should be completely fine. fine, right? Well, no. I go to open my locker and I'm instead surprised with, right, get this, okay, and I wish I was lying. A bag of dog shit. Straight dog shit, dude. What this guy's done, what a bag, went outside, picked up some dog shit that was put on the ground by an owner who doesn't care, and threw it in my locker. And the worst part was, like, they literally, like, threw it in my locker, so it went, like, all over the locker. And when I say it's okay, this went all over one of my bags, this went over my folder, this went over everything. And I was just stood there, I was like, what the fuck, who could have done this? And then the realization hits as I turn around and see them all dying with laughter. So I was like, no, fuck this. There's no way that this has actually happened. There's no way that I've just had dog shit thrown into my bag and locker by these people that are 2 years older than me, because I literally bumped into one of them by accident while walking to science class. This just kind of shows how, like, much of the devil that science class is, you know? If you like science class, you've got something wrong with you. And, well, this is when I decided that I wasn't going to give up in this situation. I wasn't going to take the L in this situation here. So it was time for a little bit of revenge. So it's the next day, and no one really does anything about the whole situation. You know, I tell my homies about it, and they're like, yo, you can't do anything about this, bro. You can't snitch because then you'll be known as one, but then as well as that, you can't get back at them because, like, they're 2 years older than you, dude. They will fuck you up if you do. And I'm just like, yeah, fair enough. Not listening to anything that they're saying and just planning my attack. So at school, okay, we had this, like, wishing well type thing. They called it the wishing well. I don't know why, but no one really used it as a wishing well. People literally just use it as, like, a fast way to, like, wash their hands and shit and then get, like, told off for it. So apparently it was like God's well. Yeah, I went to a Catholic school. Don't bully me. And well, in the morning, I seen these people doing this. And what did I go ahead and do? Push them in the wishing well. In a nutshell, I literally just stuck behind this kid. Now, like, the anger of what happened yesterday, just remembering what my locker looks like right now, I literally just went up behind him and literally just, like, pushed him in from his back, and he went flying into the wishing well. And it was kind of like a little moment of, like, disbelief. Like, he just kind of sat there for a second and, like, realized what had happened. And I think it was like his phone was in his pocket as well, which is pretty funny. And he just looked at me and he just went, "You're fucking dead," as he looks at me right in the eyes, and I shit myself, I guess. And well, it's just I was about to get my ass beat. My guardian angel, the principal, comes out, because, you know, of course he does. Perfect timing. The principal comes out and just gives me a fucking beating mentally, dude. Like, he literally sat there, like, screaming in my face, and I was just like, right, first of all, you okay, you fat fuck? Your breath reeks, buddy. And second of all, come take a look at my locker. So I told the principal what happened, and of course, you know, him not believing me, he was just like, oh, well, I don't believe that first. I go, yeah, okay, whatever. And I take him to my locker, he sees what's in it, and I get completely aware of it. To make a very long story short, I'm pretty sure the guy that actually done it to me got, like, 2 weeks suspension or something like that. Like, I honestly forgot, but it kind of just, like, worked as a massive dub, okay? Like, my entire year were asking me what happened and stuff like that. They were like, oh shit, you know, you the man. And then, like, the next day, like, no one really cared. So yeah, I guess that's all the whole story. If you guys did enjoy today's story, then make sure to go ahead and leave a like. I'm sorry for rushing the ending right now. It's just I've got to get this video by tonight, and I completely forgot that I had to make a video first of all, so I should probably start getting ahead on schedule. If you want to check out any of my social medias on my Discord server, they will be linked in the description down below. But yeah, with all that being said, boys, have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure to comment sunglasses if you made it this far, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace.